Relevant experience being sort of like, after spending a year befriending penguins in the Antarctic, I wrote this story about robotic penguins taking over the world. Or, more normal. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Emily, and today we are going to talk about how to write an author bio. Because when you are a brand new baby writer, that means freaking out about literally every step of the process, including writing a small paragraph talking about yourself. Fear not, 'tis not so hard as you would imagine. First of all, the internet is scary, so here's a small disclaimer. These are my opinions on the best way to write an author bio. You can disagree with these opinions, you can not listen to anything I say. Other people may have different advice than me, and that's fine. This is just me trying to give some helpful tips on how I personally write my author bio. So here are my 7 tips on how to do that, and let's jump right in. Tip number 1 is read other people's bios. This is going to be my piece of advice on pretty much how to do anything, is read other people's and see what they did right. But this is basically solid advice that taught me how to write my own non-cringy bio. So go out there, find some authors you love, whether it be the backs of novels or the bios after short stories. They're totally easy to find online. Any short story magazine will have an author bio before or after the story. Read them, see what you think works, see what you don't think works. After you've read 30 or 50 of these things, you're suddenly going to find out it's a lot easier than you thought. Number 2 is if there are editor guidelines on how to write your bio, do your best to follow them. Some editors for magazines might have a description of what they want in your bio on their submission page. Your publisher might tell you what you want on your bio. Obviously, if you're completely self-publishing, it's totally up to you. Following the request for certain things in your bio will make you look professional and like you care. And caring is nice. Tip number 3 is to keep it simple, and I have trouble with this too. If you don't have any publication credits to your name, that's fine, and definitely don't make up any. Believe it or not, a short bio is just as credible as a long bio. I enjoy reading long bios, but I'm not judging anyone for a 2-sentence bio or a 1-sentence bio. If 1 sentence is what you think works best for you, go with 1 sentence. I promise you nobody is judging you. Tip number 4 is include previous publications or any relevant experience. If you have previous publication credits, published novellas or novels, have attended a writing workshop that is pretty spiffy and nice like Clarion, or have relevant experience, these are all great things that you can include in your bio. Relevant experience being sort of like, after spending a year befriending penguins in the Antarctic, I wrote this story about robotic penguins taking over the world. Or, more normal. When I'm personally writing my bio, I usually list the top 3 or 4 or 5 markets that I am most proud of and that hold the most esteem. Again, if an editor says only include 3 markets in your bio, I only include 3 markets in my bio, because it's polite. If I am sending a bio for a flash fiction market, I will often include the publications I've had that are flash fiction publications in the past. This is not necessary, it's just something that I think is cool to do. Take it or leave it. Tip number 5 is to include an interesting fact about yourself. This usually goes in the first sentence of the bio or near the end. I usually write something like, Emily McCosh is a graphic designer, writer of strange things, and daydreamer extraordinaire, because it's true and mildly amusing. I've mentioned that I'm a student, that I'm a graphic designer, that I have insane dogs. You can include that you're a reader if you like, although if you're writing, it's probably a given. Do your best to come up with something true and mildly clever, but again, don't sweat it. It's no big deal. Sometimes I don't even include something cutesy if I can't think of anything relevant at the moment. Including your social media at the end is always a really good thing. If they adored your story and they want to learn more about you or send you compliments and shout your amazingness across Twitter, you want them to easily find you. So social media is a must. And going off that previous point, tip number 6 is don't be too cute. Chances are trying to sound overly clever will just make it sound like you're trying too hard to sound overly clever. This is not me judging anyone, because I did this so much as a young writer. My first bios where I was so freaked out about writing something about myself, they're terrible. No, I will not give you examples. Again, reading other people's bios will really help you get a feel for what not trying too hard sounds like and what trying too hard sounds like. Seriously, don't sweat it so much that it sounds forced. And tip number 7 is that a bio is not the same thing as a cover letter. I know this sounds obvious, but someone should have told me that when I was a baby writer, so if you're a baby writer and you need to be told that, consider me passing along this bit of wisdom. When you write a cover letter for your story, it is a completely different thing than writing a professional bio to go at the end of your book or at the end of your story. And I will go over how to write a proper cover letter for short story submissions in the next video. So those are my 7 tips on how to write an author bio. Again, number 1 is the most valuable. Read widely. So given that, since examples are cool, here is the complete bio from my latest publication. It goes, Emily McCosh resides in California with her family and 2 monster dogs. She is a graphic design student by day and writer of strange things at all times. Her fiction is published at Beneath Ceaseless Skies, Shimmer, Galaxy's Edge, and Daily Science Fiction, among others. Find her online at oceansinthesky.com and on Facebook at Twitter at WordWeaverEmily. This was the bio I sent to a magazine called Daily Science Fiction for a story called Cookies for Ghosts, which you can read if you want. It's pretty cute. I had been published at Daily Science Fiction before, so of course I also listed that I had been published there before, so anyone reading the bio knows. The bio I'm going to use at the back of my short story collection is a little bit longer because it's basically my entire collection and I can be arrogant. Emily McCosh is a graphic designer, writer of strange things, and daydreamer extraordinaire. She currently lives in California with her 2 parents, 2 dogs, 1 fish, 1 tree swing, and innumerable characters who need to learn some manners. Her fiction has appeared in Beneath Ceaseless Skies, Shimmer Magazine, Galaxy's Edge, Flash Fiction Online, Nature Futures, and elsewhere. Find her online on her writing and bookish YouTube channel, website where she sometimes blogs, and Instagram full of sappy poetry. And then I list my usernames for my social media. Each of these bios basically has something cutesy I say, a list of the places I've been published, and my social media. If I didn't have any publication credits, the bio would work just fine with my social media and something cutesy. If I didn't want to write something cutesy, I could literally just list my publications in my social media. So those are my tips on how to write a professional author bio. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and ding that little notification bell. I upload videos on Fridays about writing or books and or movies. I love to hear from you guys in the comments, and I will see all of you next week. Bye!